The desert stand hook. Imagine holding off hundreds, maybe even thousands of enemy troops with only a handful of men. Story. In May 1943, a group of about 50 Allied soldiers, mostly British and a smattering of Indians, were holding out in a ruined fort in North Africa against relentless waves of German and Italian troops. The men were low on ammunition and had been without water for 3 days. The fort, which was in a state of almost complete disrepair, was crumbling around them, but still they held out. It was one of those rare moments in warfare when a small group of soldiers, outgunned and exhausted, stare down the barrel of defeat and somehow manage to pull off an almost impossible victory, or at least hold out long enough for reinforcements to arrive. This story is one of those rare moments. It's also one of my favorite stories from the North African campaign. This story came to me via a reader who sent me a message with the subject line, "A Forgotten Battle in the Western Desert." He told me that he was inspired to find out more after hearing the BBC Radio 4 program, Desert Voices. He said he couldn't find much information online, but he did discover a book called The Forgotten Army by Afzal Ahmad, which contained an account of the battle. As it turns out, the action at the fort took place during the Battle of Kasserine Pass between November 1942 and February 1943. The men who held out in the fort were part of the 1st Battalion, the Durham Light Infantry, along with elements of the King's Own Scottish Borderers and the Royal Sussex Regiment. They were holding the fort to allow the rest of their battered division to regroup and establish a new defensive line. But then thousands of Germans and Italians attacked. The defenders fought back, killing and wounding many of the attackers. But they were almost out of ammo and the fort was in ruins. Things didn't look good. But somehow the men managed to hold out for 3 days until relief arrived. The story is a remarkable one, a real testament to the courage of these men who quite literally stared into the abyss and refused to give in. I hope you enjoyed this mini war story. If you did, please subscribe. And if you want to hear more about the battles of the Second World War, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.